It's just being earnest. Right here, right now.
Yes, sir.
We're in it. Can I get an applause? Yes. Another episode of Just Being Earnest. Regular edition this time. Classic. Dirty Ern, Daniel Otis, somebody should have told you.
Yes, sir.
Right? We here doing this thing. We tried a couple of things. So the episode with Elvis, even if you don't agree with him politically or you don't agree with us politically, we just like to get all the views out there and the platforms. I thought that was very good how you did that.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
You know how you made that thing come together like butt cheeks. That was smooth. You know, when we, sometimes we talk politics.
Yeah. And, Elvis is an individual who, we both have learned a lot from. And, who's very intelligent.
In life, I've learned a lot from him.
You've learned a lot from him in life. And,
Before I knew he was this huge international rock star.
Like a Croatian god.
Yeah. I did not know that.
But it was nice to get a different take. Like he moved here and started a life here, came here with nothing but like $300 on him, and worked his way up to be where he is now.
The American dream.
The American dream. He's lived it, and he's lived through several presidencies too. And so he has a viewpoint on what it is to be an American.
He's just a great person who I respect a great deal.
As do I, absolutely.
So that's why that was such a great honor to have him on the show. And there'll be more shows with Elvis.
Totally.
But we always have to get back to the bread and butter. This is what we do. This is how we've been doing it.
Yep.
For the past year or so. Mm-hmm. And ain't nothing gonna stop the train. We got a lot of stuff to get into today. There's something out there called toxic masculinity. So I'm not sure. Like, I read the definition of it. Okay, I get that. Like, they're talking about they're trying to politicize it, right? They're trying to talk about these people, these Trump supporters or whatever, it's toxic masculinity. This is toxic masculinity. Even if they're not saying Trump supporters or whatever, they're saying it's a certain behavior. And you're bringing up the definition, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and bring up that definition. And they're throwing the word out there. I feel like whenever a man is just being like a regular man, they're calling you toxic and they're attacking you and saying you need to be more feminine. That's how I take it. We could dig deeper into the conversation. But what's up with you, Daniel? Do you not have it up, man?
I'm trying. There's a bunch of different links here.
But come on, Daniel.
Okay, I got
it,
man.
Man.
Right, here we go. Toxic masculinity is the constellation of socially regressive male traits that serve to foster domination, the devaluation of women, homophobia, and the want of violence.
Okay. Now, who wrote that? Who is the? I know it. I saw the name.
Terry Coopers.
Terry. Okay. So this person, a man or woman. I'm guessing a woman.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing maybe a white woman. Can you look that up for me?
Let's look up Terry Coopers.
Yeah. Look up Terry Coopers, because I'm just saying, who defines calling something toxic masculinity and saying that people shouldn't do certain things? Because that's very broad. A homophobic person, that's like, you know what I mean? Like, somebody who's homophobic these days, it's very rare that you find somebody just a white male.
Yes.
Is he gay? I just have to figure it out.
Because, hey, man, you got to watch that toxic masculinity, man.
Because I'm just looking at, why it's these certain things. Why is it, talks down to females or whatever? Like, come on, man. Of course that's wrong. Everybody knows that's wrong. You don't have to define it as toxic masculinity. Motherfuckers could be masculine. Shit. I could be masculine. You know, you telling me I can't be masculine? Like, I can't try to be dominant? Why can't you have dominant traits? That's what makes people leaders, having dominant traits.
Yeah, but toxic masculinity is trying to like infer that like the. I mean, have you ever heard the term like toxic when it's described as people to people?
Yes.
Like, man, this person's hella toxic. I can't hang around him anymore.
Absolutely.
Or her, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? So isn't that just talking about how like toxic masculinity being the dude that's just like, oh, dude, like, oh, you don't want to go out, you do this, or like, oh, you're a pussy, man, or you're fucking gay, or or you're fucking weak and all this shit, right?
It's being whack, man. I mean, that's just a whack ass person. You don't have to define it as something like, you have to define it as one thing because now when you just put it all in a box, all of these things is toxic masculinity.
Okay.
So say if something happens between two guys, and they start fighting. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at them displaying this toxic masculinity. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, you could call anything toxic masculinity and try to make men be more tuck the tail more.
Okay.
You could be like, oh, you could tell your you could tell your son, oh boy, that's for girls, man. You don't want that. And then they'll be like, watch out with that toxic masculinity.
Okay.
Then I'm like, hold on now.
Yeah, when you're just trying to describe what something is, like
right.
Yeah,
the little princess toy, that's for girls.
Yeah.
The motherfucking transformer, that's what boys use. That's what boys play with. That's just how hold on. That's just how it is.
Right.
Usually, like, you know what I mean? Everybody's not gay.
Right.
Everybody's not transgender. Everybody's not gender neutral.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of us are heterosexual. That's why we're here. You know what I mean?
Correct.
You put your penis in the vagina. That's how you're here.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's what's equated to 8 billion people on this earth.
Right. Fucking. Men and women.
Like rabbits. Yes.
Men and women. Not non-gender people. Oh, I don't have a gender. That don't make no sense.
See that?
And now I'm being toxic. I'm being toxic right now.
Well,
I don't understand. I don't understand your lingo, so I'm toxic.
Well, yeah, it's not like I would direct my kid to just go to the clothing store and just shop in every single department and just say like, hey man, just grab whatever clothes you see and whatever, you can put them on, try them out, and da 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 da. It's like, no, I'd bring my if I had a son, I would bring him to the boys or the men's department and all this shit.
If my son, now look, now this is why I want people to understand me.
Yeah.
If my son tried to grab a Barbie doll, I would tell him, hey man, them Barbie dolls are for girls. You should get this, Captain America, T'Challa, or whatever over here.
Yeah.
If he start crying and kicking about the Barbie doll, I get him the Barbie doll.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not not forcing him. I'm like, hey,
right.
This kid like Barbie dolls.
I'm just just letting him know, just letting you know, this is for girls.
You gotta tell him.
Yeah. This is a toy that is supposed to be like marketed for little girls.
Yeah. But see, my son think he's some type of superhero, so it's all good.
Right.
Right,
exactly.
But it'd be all good either way. So it's not toxic. You shouldn't just label a whole thing toxic masculinity, because then people can just call it out. That's all I'm saying.
See, the thing with me though is that, like, when I read that definition, I immediately thought of people who I would consider like to have toxic masculinity.
I thought of myself when I read that. I felt like that was about me.
That you are not one of the people that came. But
I don't feel that way about women. But when you just, you know what I mean? Because everybody talks a certain way. They don't mean no harm or whatever.
Yeah, but there's a difference between just like being a man and saying shit like that,
Right.
and a difference between that and just being way overly macho.
Well, there's people who are like that. But how you just gonna call it toxic masculinity? They're doing commercials about it. On like soap commercials about it and all that.
Soap commercials.
Yeah, I think it was some type of soap commercial or some type of diaper commercial where they was talking about how you shouldn't, raise your kids for some toxic masculinity or something like that. I'm like, man, what is toxic masculinity?
What a guy going up to his son is like, yeah, you can have the pink diaper, whatever.
I don't know what I forgot. I forgot.
Okay,
but yeah, this is something. I don't think that everybody is too sensitive, but I think that the loudest voices are hella sensitive. The people with the most clout and all that on the internet, because that's where it is on the internet, where we are right now. Mm-hmm. Those people have so much say in what's offensive and what's not. They have so much say in labeling things, this and just the whole layout of how everything is now. You can't say anything anymore. To be a comedian right now, is damn near impossible. I live in the Bay Area. I'm trying to get my start on the stage. Mm-hmm. Man, them jokes are so hard to write without offending these ultra left people over here.
Right.
And,
yeah.
and to land them and for them to be funny still.
Imagine you doing a comedy show in Berkeley.
Right. And I would love to. That's like,
that would be tight.
What I mean?
But I mean, who knows?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some hairy armpit girl come out,
well,
yelling at me.
Well, let me ask you this: what do you feel?
You'll
like
never bear a child.
Don't you feel like the people who have the most movement on the internet, like who flick the Richter scale, and for the things that they type in and that they post, the ones that are overly sensitive have more followers?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Which is
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and that's a snapshot of where we are.
And man, everybody is just trying to cling on to that victimhood.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be a victim of something.
Right.
Jesse Smollett got off.
Charges.
Jesse Smollett wanted to be a victim so bad he got off. The brothers, the Nigerian brothers, said they feel betrayed today. Jesse Smollett's lawyer said that the brothers could have been wearing whiteface. There was a possibility they were wearing whiteface. That's so wild. That is so wild. And
the whole story of this is wild.
He got off. He was trying to be a victim. He wanted to be a victim so bad. That's victimhood is hot right now.
But
it's hot to be a victim right now. I need to find out something to be a victim about.
Is that what's hot in the streets right now?
That's what's hot on the streets, man. We don't got enough subscribers because we ain't bought them. I'm victimized. I didn't know you had to buy your subscribers. I didn't know that.
Oh, people do it all the time.
That's what they say. You got to buy the subscribers.
Yeah.
Man, I would like to do it organically, but dang, man, do I really got to break bread for subscribers?
Yeah, man.
Goodness gracious alive.
Actually, the Chicago PD were actually mad about Jesse getting off.
I don't give a damn what Chicago PD is mad about. They can be mad. Fuck them. Chicago PD was mad about somebody lying. Fuck out of here with they lying asses. Let's talk about Laquan McDonald, Chicago PD.
Who is that?
Laquan McDonald, the young man that was shot dead in the street by Chicago PD.
Oh.
And they didn't, and they covered it up until Rahm Emanuel could get reelected.
Oh.
But let's not, go in on Chicago PD right now. Fuck them. I don't care what they mad about. I don't care what Trump talking about. Trump talking about FBI need to investigate that. Like, nah, man, get out of here, Trump. You just barely got off too. They're talking about like you got some clout.
Dude, he's riding a wave right now.
He got all the clout. Trump got all the clout right now. But yeah, everybody's a victim. Trump's a victim too. He's always claiming victimhood.
Yeah,
Trump said something. The witch hunt was bullshit on stage the other day. He said bullshit. The president of the United States on stage.
He's loose, man.
Man, like I never seen.
He's so loose. Pause.
Kids can't even watch the president speak.
No.
Kids can't even watch the president speak. I let my kids listen to Cardi B before I let them listen to the president spew that nonsense.
Cardi B.
We gonna get to Cardi B when we come back from this break, because the Cardi B situation kind of blends in with this sensitivity talk that I'm talking about. Everybody wants to be freaking victims.
Okay.
And I think Cardi B is a champion. So we'll be back.
On that note,
I'm just talking about a string of dominance that
Garth Brooks was fat.
We're back. We are back. Daniel Oda talking about Garth Brooks is fat. I was talking about this kid. What was his name? The young man? I forgot his name. Dan Oda.
Justin Carter.
Justin Carter was supposed to be the next Garth Brooks. Shot himself in the face on a video shoot.
So he brought live ammo and his own gun to a video shoot. And how did he shoot himself in the face if it was in his pocket?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It was at his house too. It was in his apartment. Video shoot at his apartment. I don't know if he had girls.
Was he trying to twirl his gun like a cowboy or something?
I have no idea, man. That sounds wild to me.
That sounds
a little accurate though. Was he trying to twirl his?
Yeah. I don't know. It's the only solution I come up with.
Mishandled the gun. What was his name?
Justin Carter.
Justin Carter. Bless the dead.
Bless the dead.
Yeah, man. This I guess maybe that was some toxic masculinity.
Oh my God.
Applaud me for being disrespectful. Everybody's sensitive these days, and I just been reading the comments about Cardi B these last few weeks or these last couple weeks. Some video resurfaced. Somebody dug up some old video of her just venting about, her rise to fame and her struggles. And she was venting and she was going off in classic Cardi B fashion. And she talked about luring men for sex and drugging them and robbing them and not giving them the sex. And people are up in arms about it. People are up in arms about this, comparing her to Bill Cosby and people like that. Mm-hmm. What say you, Daniel Oda, about this? And then I'll get into what I think about it.
What I think is that people aren't really viewing what Cardi B did in its right context. Because, she definitely did drug dudes. I mean, according to her. Mm-hmm. Definitely drug them, lured them for sex, which the guys wanted.
Right. Which they asked her for.
Asked for.
Yeah, which they asked her for.
They asked for that. Lured them and then robbed them. But the difference here is that Bill Cosby was luring and drugging at like these women,
unwilling people,
unwillingly having sex with them because he was having sex with them while they were knocked out from him drugging them.
Yeah, it's gross.
Cardi B took their money.
Right. She took their money.
Yeah.
Without giving them the sex.
Yeah, which they were, they wanted that. And they were engaging.
And there's men complaining about this. I think it's so whack. I think it's so whack. There's people complaining about her and saying how whack that is and how there should be a mute Cardi B. There's actually a real thing out there. Mute Cardi B.
Hashtag canceled. Hashtag mute Cardi B. Hashtag
so whack.
All these hashtags.
It's so whack and sensitive and trying to be all of this.
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, when I first read the headline, I was like, whoa, let me read into this a little bit more. But
I don't even think there's nothing to read into. You could just look at the headline and be like, okay. I mean, that seems like a good hustle.
I heard what she said in her entirety. And the other big difference is that all the men, like the Harvey Weinsteins and the Bill Cosbys, these guys were already in a position of power. They were celebrities. They were famed. You know, everybody knew who they were. So they had
She was trying to eat.
They had a lot of leverage. Cardi B was a poor woman that was actually trying to survive and feed herself.
Yeah.
She was stripping,
live a certain lifestyle. She wanted to live how she wanted to live, but still was unable to live that way. And I mean, you guys, you're talking about like you guys are sympathizing with people who are out, you know what I mean, trying to buy hookers. Right. And it's like, you know, she was doing her thing. I think it's to be commended. I mean, would you rather her have given up her body for sex for the money? Right. I mean, she was just, you know, just think of how creepy it is to be a stripper. You know, not making a whole bunch of money, not making a lot of money, but you know, you need to eat. I mean, this guy could be a creep. He could kill you. He could do whatever. That's just dangerous. That is a dangerous profession. She was living an illegal lifestyle.
Do these people that are doing all these hashtags and voicing their opinion over the internet, do they have the same thing to say about their favorite male rappers that have robbed and sold coke?
I was thinking the same thing.
Right?
They actually think they act like that's okay. Like that makes them dope.
Yeah, and they're looked at as heroes because they did what they needed to do to survive.
All the Cardi B hate just makes me like her more.
Right. But that's where the hypocrisy is, I think. But I think that there's a huge difference between Cardi B and people like Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby, or Bill Cosby for sure. It's the clear differences. But
huge differences.
Yeah. But even on top of that, the hypocrisy where it's just like, okay, so you wanna like pin her against the stake, but you'll listen to 10 crack commandments and you'll listen to right. You'll listen to right. You get what I'm trying to say, right?
I hear you.
Okay.
You know, these people talk about lots of different things, man. That you could talk crazy about. They're just trying to pick one thing that she said that she really did.
Yeah.
That she talking about she really did it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she admitted to it. She talked about the things and she was talking about the terrible things she had to do to survive and climb to where she is. And she talked about it that type of way.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was horrible what she talked about.
Yeah.
And she made it sound that way.
Mm-hmm.
She was pouring her heart out.
Tearing up?
Sensitive pussies out here. Everywhere, man.
Yeah.
You know, they say anything they don't like or anything they can just latch on to. Mm-hmm. They'll take one little thing of what you said, you know, take it out of context.
Right.
I think that's ridiculous, man. You know, they do it to everybody. I mean, everybody from whatever side or whatever political spectrum you're on, they'll take one little thing instead of listening to everything you said and turn it into a completely different narrative. Just like the Colin Kaepernick thing, man. They took it from Colin Kaepernick said, "I'm kneeling for people who are oppressed," into people taking the argument of saying, "Colin Kaepernick, you're not oppressed."
Right.
Blah 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 blah. Look at him. He was raised by a white family. He's not oppressed. It's like, why are you attacking him? He said, "I'm leaning for people who are oppressed."
Yeah.
You know, people just latch on to one little thing and try to turn it and flip it into something else. And I don't think that's going to work with this situation, but that's what they're trying to do.
I don't think it's going to work either.
To where she's going to have to answer questions in the media about it when she has an album coming out or, you know, a new movie. Like she has a new movie coming out, so.
Yeah.
She's going to have to answer questions about this.
What's funny about it is that, like, if she were to be asked about this, she really could just, like, play the exact clip that they got this from. Yeah. And it would explain everything.
Right. They know. Everybody's seen
what I mean?
Everybody's seen the clip.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Everybody's seen the clip. Yeah. It's just like, oh, let's talk about how you lured men for sex. Let's talk about your criminal activity. It's like, why would you know what I mean? What's up with that?
Right. It feels like, I don't know how many episodes we've talked about this.
Snitches out here. This is like Lenny was saying. What did Lenny say, man? There's snitches everywhere, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All the time. People been snitching all the time.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lenny. That was a great show. Not at the trim room, but at Cleve spot.
That's right.
Wake up, Cleve. What's up, baby? But yeah.
But it feels like with celebrities nowadays, with the sensitivity of the folks who are on the internet all the time and Twitter and social media, where it's like there's a figurative cross that they're just picking and choosing who do they want to be on the cross next.
Right.
And it feels like there's always something going on, where it's just like,
yeah, I like that.
Let's pin.
Yeah, I like that meme. I forgot who's on the meme, but it's funny, and it say, "Which y'all offended? Which y'all fake mad about today?
Fake mad about today? Yeah.
Which y'all fake mad about today?
Right.
Which y'all fake mad about today? You know.
Yeah.
Everybody always fake mad about something. Everybody need to lighten up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Have a glass of wine. Maybe roll you up some weed. Have a beer. Have a shot. Whatever it is. Read you a book. Go have a nice meal. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your friends.
Yeah.
Enjoy life. We don't have long here. We're not here for centuries. We're not. We don't have a long time. We don't live forever. We need to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
You can be friends with somebody you don't agree with politically. Like, it's all good. Everybody's done wrong. Nobody's perfect.
I just can't imagine living my life being constantly offended.
No.
You know what I mean?
I would go crazy.
Yeah.
I would be in a constant state of rage.
Yeah.
So, I just wish people would just ease up a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't be so mad. If you don't agree with that, give your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
If that person insults you and calls you a name, okay, then you could be mad.
Right.
But if they just counter with their opinion, and y'all are just having a friendly debate about stuff, maybe you can enlighten each other.
Absolutely.
You can teach each other something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't hang around people I can't learn stuff from.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember this was just not too long ago, maybe like a month ago, when I was at this bar and was arguing with somebody about how much they're taxing millionaires and everything.
Yeah.
And I thought it was quite high.
Or how they were trying to tax millionaires, not how they are.
How they were trying to.
Yeah.
And like 70%, and
yeah.
Once you get past the 10 million mark, and I just for me, coming from a standpoint of like, man, if that were me, I would feel like I earned every single penny of that money, and that it would feel unfair.
Right.
Not like I'm some kind of like far alt-right person.
No, it's just that I worked hard for it.
I worked hard for my money, and I feel like everybody could feel that way.
Right.
To what I thought, and had this really big argument with this person. And
so please, hold on. Please explain where you were, and where you live and where you were.
I was at the Missouri Lounge in Berkeley.
Berkeley, California. So now if you can Google Berkeley, California, if you're a certain age or if you know about the history of Berkeley, California, you can tell what type of hippie he was dealing with. Go ahead.
And I kid you not, one of the questions that was presented was if you had the choice to keep all your money and know that all the people who you underpaid and left poor to get your tens of millions of dollars are going to be right where they are still after you keep that tens and millions of dollars, you could have that, or you could give 70% of your earnings to know that you're making the world a better place. So I said, I'm going to keep my money, and I'll distribute it how I deem to be. Like
Yeah,
if I want to donate it, I'll donate it, and I'll donate it to causes that I want to, and because I was just like, how do you know what I'm gonna do with my money?
Yeah, people got families.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, how do you, like, it's my money. So
it's just this, it's just that thinking, that type of thinking of just is my way or the highway type of deal.
Yeah, and mind you, I tend to actually lean towards the left of center, actually, but yeah, this person was extremely offended, and I'm just like super calm. I'm just like, like, okay, well, I don't agree with that. And at the end, when we all had to go, it was closing time.
Okay.
I was just like, nice talking to you. And she was like, it was definitely a talk. And then,
wow,
put her glass down and stormed out, like, she was pissed.
No need to be pissed.
Yeah,
no need to be pissed, Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying. People just need to lighten up, man. Everybody just wants to be mad.
Yeah.
It's like we can't all just like be. Imagine if everybody agreed with each other all the time.
Right.
How could you have a friendship with somebody and they agree with everything you say?
How boring and mundane would that be?
That would be so whack.
So I had a very similar conversation with another friend of mine, and at the end of the day, we're just like, dude, that's the way you feel. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm just, people just need to chill, man.
Yeah, we could have different, views and beliefs.
Yeah.
It's fine,
you don't have to hate that person.
Yeah.
In the words of the great crackhead Rodney King, can't we all just get along? This dirty Ern, Daniel Otis. Somebody should have told you we out. Peace.